We already know what's required. What is the holdup? What is the delay? What is the dilemma? What is stopping you, me, us, from getting to where we want to be, where we desire to be? I really want you to think and ask yourself that question. Let's get to the root of it today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the KimUnity Soulutions podcast, the only podcast that turns workplace challenges into real world solutions. I'm your host, Kim the SME, and today is different. There's some days where we need information, and there's other days where we need inspiration. And today, I want to be more inspirational for you, more inspirational for all of us. And as I led with, today I want to talk about what is the dilemma. We already know what's required. So let's get into it. There are people out there right now that have less resources than you, that have less education, they have less motivation, less support, and they're doing all of these things that we are delayed in doing, that you are delayed in doing. Why is that? They have less vision. They're only thinking short term when you have the full vision laid out in front of you. God has gifted you with something that he hasn't gifted anyone else. You see it, you desire it, but there's something that's holding you back. And this can apply to anything, whether you are trying to lose weight. I'm pretty sure you've lost the weight before. You know what it takes. What's the delay? Why is it so difficult for you to get back into the routine? You're able. It's your mindset. You've woken up early, you stayed up late, but you've talked yourself out of doing what needs to be done. Why is that? It could be saving your money. It could be not eating out. It could be, you're saying that you're going to start next Monday. And here we are, probably 20 Mondays have passed by now, and you're still waiting for the next Monday. Why is that? Why are you delaying the delivery of that? Why are you delaying your success? Why are we overthinking what needs to be done? Sometimes we just have to take action. We have to get out of our heads. We have to stop thinking about what needs to be done and just take those steps. It doesn't have to be weight loss. It could be, saving money, paying off your credit card bill instead of racking it up, leaving your job. What is it that you know that needs to be done that you are delaying? Taking that new class, enrolling in some higher education, taking an investing course, taking a leadership course. If you're anything like me, you are looking so far ahead, and that is what is causing you to overthink and overplan. You can overplan, which causes you to take less action because now you're overwhelmed. I have so many notebooks that are around me of things that I need to do because I'm over planning. But for me, that is causing me to be overwhelmed. Possibly. If I am to self-diagnose what's going on with me right now. Whenever you're tuned into this message, in whatever stage of life you're in, I really want us all to meet that next goal. I really want us all to meet that destination. But we have to start putting action with that plan. We have to start putting motion, forward motion into our desires. You can look back at where you were last year and you can see progress. But let's not get stuck in that celebration of last year. We have more work ahead of us. And so, like I said, there are other people And I know that there's objections to this, right? I can say that there's other people who are doing more with far less. And if I was to hear that message, that statement, I would automatically say, I don't care about what other people think. They're not me. And I hear that. I hear you're probably thinking that. But that's not being said for you to compare yourself. It's more for you to delve into what is their motivation. What is it that you could be learning from that? Does it have to be a desperation? Do you have to wait until you have no other choice but? Do you have to wait until there's a death in the family or you've lost your job to pursue that other thing? No, because then we're acting out of emotion. That's not healthy. It's not sustainable. And many times it's not fruitful. There's many ideas that are stuck in our heads right now. There are many things you probably already have completed that you haven't put out yet. There's a book that you have written or you're almost done with that you have put to the side because something else has become a distraction. What will it take for you to proceed? Will it take a bad health diagnosis for you to decide to get out there and go exercise, to change your eating habits, to eat more fruits and vegetables? We have to stop waiting as if what we are doing now, what path we're on now, isn't leading to a path of destruction or a path of emptiness, but of fruitfulness. I want to challenge us all. And I'm always, when I'm speaking to you, I am speaking to me. You can tune in to many different types of podcasts or TV shows, and they want to speak to whatever interests you, right? If they're great at speaking about one thing, but they know the audience that's tuned in wants something else, they will change their path. They will go and cater to you. But I'm not like that. What I'm speaking about now to you is meaningful to me. And I know someone else out there feels the same way. So I'm not always going to cater to the audience. I'm going to speak from my heart. I can't speak from your heart. I'm going to speak from my heart and pray that it touches you. Pray that the person who needs to hear this message is tuned in or will be forwarded, this message. It's time to go forward. It's time to achieve those goals that we put in. Do you have an accountability partner? In the past few weeks, I have had an accountability partner, but I can still say I still haven't gave my 100% on some things. Some things I can target very well, and other things I still carry forward on my calendar. And I know I'm not the only one. I am being honest here. But I am challenging myself, and I know that tomorrow morning when I have my accountability call, I will have already have done something on my list. It's great to be a visionary, but don't forget about the small steps. I have went and bought some dragon fruit twice. And each time I let them sit on my counter and they just go bad. I buy vegetables for juicing. Real talk now, real talk. And they go bad. Because I have great intentions when I'm at the grocery store. But I'm not following through when I get home. I think about the length of time it takes to wash the fruit and to cut it up and to put it in the juicer. But just that example right there, I'm thinking so far ahead instead of just making the steps, taking those steps to make that fruit into a juice, those vegetables into a juice, those pages into a book, those steps into weight loss, right? The applications into a job or into a school. We have to make the small steps. And you can't say you don't have time because you know you sit on that sofa for several hours. You know, excuse me for one moment. How often do we push for open communication only to get silence instead? At some point, we have to realize that people don't shut down because they're considered that they don't care, or they're considered to be an introvert or antisocial, or maybe not even a team player. No, they shut down because they don't feel safe. The questions and perspective cards were created for that exact space, a space that allows people to process, to reflect, and to share at their own pace, that respects their comfort, their story, and their voice. People do want to share something that's real, but on their terms. These cards are open ended, non intrusive questions that allow people to show up as they truly are. If you're ready for conversations where truth is allowed to unfold and give deeper insight and understanding to those we share space with, visit qandpcards.com. QANDPcards.com. It's not about being the loudest or the most outgoing in the room. Give people the safety to share, not the pressure to perform. Get your deck at Q&P Cards today and show your team and those around you that you care. You watch 2 or 3 episodes in a row on Netflix. You know on your lunch you are, taking long breaks or taking a nap. Now don't mind me because I understand how important a nap is. I have long days and I have long nights, and I have found that if I take at least an hour nap in the middle of the day, I will be much more productive because my body is rested, my mind has rested, and I feel like I'm renewed. So if you have to take a break, take the break, but don't just take off every single day. You're watching 2 or 3 episodes on Netflix or YouTube or whatever it is when you could be on your trampoline. I'm talking to myself. On that trampoline. You could be doing floor exercises. You could be doing arm raises. That's a 2 for 1. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And will you be able to get there behaving like you're behaving, or with the inaction that you're not taking right now? Will your activity that you're putting in right now get you to where you want to be? I think not. I think not. There's some things you have promised yourself. You have challenged yourself. You are more, what is the word? You are more reactive to other people's struggles. You are more helpful in everyone else's realm of challenges than you are your own. I'm not saying don't help them, but I am saying you need to add yourself to that list. You should be the first on the list. Much easier said than done, I know. But when was the last time you tried? I took some time to write down things that may be slowing us down, maybe reasons why we're not taking those steps. And I talked about being tired. I talked about helping everyone else. Are you waiting for approval? Are you waiting for a buddy? Are you waiting for someone to say, you've got this? Look in the mirror and tell yourself, you've got this. We don't need outside approval. Is it good to have? Yes. But what if that outside approval was disapproval? Would you stop? Or would you keep going? You see, you can't expect someone else to believe or say what you need, what is best for you. If you believe it, that should be enough. If God said it, that should be enough. If you believe it, if that was your vision and your dream, that should be enough. What else did I write down? Yes, you're tired, you're drained in your current circumstances. You're thinking too far down the road. I said that. You are holding too much information in your head. I've already explained that I have all these lists that could become overwhelming. But for someone else, for another personality type, maybe you don't write things down at all. Maybe you keep everything in your head and that's why you can't sleep. Because when you lay down, your mind is still going. You may need to write something down to get it out of your head onto paper, to give you less to think about. Try that. Try that. Tell yourself you're going to accomplish 3 things off of that list. Do those tasks need to be broken down into smaller steps? You know, I have a weighted vest. I'll go and I'll buy everything to that I need, the tools and everything. But then when it's time to implement, I'll make an excuse. I should be walking every day, but I tell myself it's too hot. I don't want to pass out. I should be fasting, but I say if I fast and go outside, I might pass out. See, I'm thinking too far ahead. I'm putting doubt out there. How are you speaking to yourself? We hear people all the time talking about nobody believes in me, no one supports me. What are you saying to yourself? You don't believe in yourself. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your own body. You don't trust your own vision. It's going to take some deep work, y'all. No more excuses. We already know what is required. We already know. We have to take the steps. Are you embarrassed or ashamed? Are you embarrassed or ashamed of something? You don't want to do something because, you think someone you know from the past is going to say something, or they're going to bring up something that happened in the past, a time when you were embarrassed or ashamed of something. The enemy is busy. Be careful about what you let inside of your head. You may start thinking you're too old to accomplish something. You don't have the strength anymore. You know what you have to do, and it doesn't, age is not a factor. It is what you are speaking to yourself that's making you feel like that. Who are you? Write down your best qualities. Write down your affirmations. Write down who God says you are. If you're not standing on a solid foundation, how can you step up to the next level? And this is one that I am so guilty of. Telling myself next Monday or waiting for the perfect timing. We are not perfect people. How do we know when the perfect time is? We don't. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in our vision. We have to believe in our ability. And we have to believe God. Your inaction is showing where your trust is. Your inaction is showing your lack of faith. What are you going to do about it? I challenge you all who's listening to this message, who can relate to what I'm saying, because I know this message is not just for me. Comment in the chat what you will do tomorrow. Comment in the chat what you told yourself you will do tomorrow. Comment in the chat what you said you were going to do today, and let me know if you actually did it or not, and why. It's so important for us to share these experiences because we're not the only ones that's going through something or has an idea that we want to come to fruition, but it hasn't yet, because we are questioning ourselves. We are delaying it ourselves. It's not the tariffs. It's not, the economy. It's not any of those things most of the time. It is what we are telling ourselves. We know what is required. And we also know how we are self-sabotaging. You all, I challenge you all. I challenge you all. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's end this year right. You've made progress. You've already celebrated that. It's time to take it to the next level. It's time to complete what you've started already, because you already know what's required. In these next few weeks, if you are following me, you will begin to see things that I have been putting off. I've interviewed people. I've created products that I have not put out there yet. I have reviews already that I haven't put out there yet. And you ask me why? Oh, because I'm waiting for something else. Or I want this to look a certain way. I want this to be perfect. I want this to represent the brand. No. Enough is enough. We have to work with what we have until we get everything that we need. And even if you had everything that you wanted, you're always going to see something else that needs to be changed, needs to be updated, a color that needed to be changed. Go with what you have. Present the world with what you have. This is your gift. This is your creation. It is your book. It is your hands. It is your mind. You have been giving something that you should be sharing with others. What is that? You all, I am Kim, the SME. As always, I am only speaking from my experiences. You have been tuned in to the KimUnity Soulutions podcast. That's what it's all about. It's about unity. It's about finding common ground. It's about being the solution. You all be blessed, and I do look forward to hearing about what your challenge is and how you are overcoming it, what you will be putting out, what your gift is to the world. You all share this message with somebody who you know is procrastinating, who you know is overthinking, who is talented. Share this message and let them know that they have it and they know what's required, and it's time to take the next step. You all be blessed.